Welcome back, everybody! I drew a map, and it's horrible. And
Beautiful. It looks so beautiful.
I think it looks
We
great.
love your map.
I think we're gonna go meet some crash test dummies.
Which are us four? Let's do it.
Why does somebody have... Well, I guess we'll find out.
Alright.
What is someone of what?
I assume...
Why does somebody have 2 pairs of eyes?
I think they're crying.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, is it still showing up? Because it disappeared for me.
Yeah, it's still showing up.
Wait, mutual
There
eye.
we go. And then...
Sorry, I shouldn't have asked.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I don't know. I don't know who I can't see it.
Alright, it's all
so
good.
just pretend it's not there. The
Okay.
only thing I can see is a smiley face. Anyway.
I'm pretending I didn't see that.
Alright, so...
So the guard, guides you down to the mayor's house, and you guys tie up your horses to the hitching posts outside, and then he goes and knocks on the door for you guys.
Boom.
And on the inside, you hear someone shout, "What is it?" And the guard and the person inside exchange a few words, and the guard says, "The Greencloaks are here, and they want to speak with the Lord." And eventually, the door opens for you.
Eventually.
And the guard steps in and indicates that you are to not step on top of him, as everyone proceeds to do so.
What? I didn't.
I didn't.
And Keegan goes back outside via the window. There we go.
Shouldn't Keegan always be on top of Lauder?
No worries.
Here, hold on. Let me move you to the front. You're at the very front now.
I jumped off his back, by the way.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I don't think you would actually fit through the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keegan doesn't. He doesn't need to be on my shoulders at all times.
No.
In fact,
Alright.
I insist that.
Wow. Man.
So, when you guys enter, you see both the blue dots. One of them is, of course, the guard that led you here, and another one is Sept.
Hang on. There you go. Stop bitching at me, it's important stuff. Yeah, okay, so Sept leans against the wall while the DM speaks.
He's making sure no one goes scrumping.
There aren't any apples nearby.
Oh.
No, I'm saying Septimus is making sure no one's going scrumping behind his back, out of character,
Okay.
on the phone.
The other blue dot is also someone who's armored as though they're a guard, but they're a bit more colorful, and they seem to be in charge of you presume the guards. And then Smiley Face Man
Smiley face.
is not armored. He's wearing a very rich looking purple robe. And he glances between the four of you and says, "So the Greencloaks have arrived. I don't know why I've decided this person is going to be British.
Is that your idea of British?
At least it's not Jamaican. What was it? Jamaican Scottish? Wasn't that what Lying's accent is?
Oh,
I forgot my own inside joke.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
I forgot my own inside joke.
You're
Just
making me
guys, you
sad, alright?
Alright.
Jamaican missile. I'll tell you this one thing right here, my brother and sisters. I'm going to tell you that it don't matter what it's, if it's Jamaican or if it's Scottish. It don't matter if it's British or whatever. We come to this manor to do one job, and that is what we're going to do now. Okay?
What do you got them there pink ponytail, brother? You'd be cutting that ponytail off your head there, brother. You know,
cutting
man.
shit, my brother.
The man in front of you, he says, "So the Greencloaks have arrived, finally."
Yes,
Yes.
we're here. I wanted to charge into battle, but these panty waists behind me said, no, we need to get some information. So we're here now. to find out information on the situation, which we already knew about because I actually have 2 working ears and was listening to the quest giver. But we're here to find redundant information, so yay!
I'm going to pat Lauder on the head and say, well, at least you can ask him if the king was an otter now.
Oh yeah, was this place named Otterden?
Otterun.
Otterun. Was this place named Otterun because of an otter, the actual animal of an otter?
The man kind of swells up a bit and says, "My ancestors did not name themselves after otters."
Okay, thank you for answering. That's very nice of you.
Glances at Lauder and says, I wonder if we will run into a undead otter in our travels here.
Hey, thank you for answering my question so clearly.
Sept rolls his eyes.
The man looks between the rest of you and says, "Well, I'm glad that you finally come, because it's gotten worse since I requested help from the Greencloaks. As you could probably tell, since Tyler here brought you here, you must have been up at the estate. We have left the estate because we weren't able to contain things just at the menagerie. They got into the rest of the estate, and we had to leave because it got out of control."
Okay, yeah, we already knew that, but thank you again for telling us that.
Stop being catty.
Sept inquires as to how many trophies there were.
He runs a kind of tally in his head and thinks for a moment and says, "Oh, there must have, maybe, I don't know how many remain on the estate. Maybe 27, 31.
Good Lord.
There were originally 32. We did." He kind of shakes his finger and goes into the other room for a moment. And, leaves his face behind.
Sir, you've forgotten something. I believe you have misplaced your face.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
I thought this
you're
was
back.
a group. Apparently it wasn't.
That's a neat trick. You could do some great puppeteering with that kind of trick.
And back in my day,
Undead here to deal with if they're leaving limbs behind.
speaking of street performers, if you can do that trick, we can make some money here.
Talk about throwing your voice.
He picks his face off the ground, replaces it, and then goes into the other room, saying, "This was one of the things that we were able to recover." And he comes.
Sept hides under the chair.
Aw, man! I even put those on the wrong layer. Are you serious? Hold on.
It's okay.
Where's Sinvicta
There.
gone?
There we go. Why are you still under a chair?
I've lost the ability to move myself.
Oh no!
Tired.
I accidentally moved you to the map too.
Wait, did his
There
face
you
fall
go.
off? His face fell off because it's a mask. He's an otter. I knew it. I knew it.
That's utterly ridiculous! He exclaims.
Alright, you should be.
They're all otters. They were all otters all along.
But he goes around the corner, and there's this small little box on the floor that you can see Sept, since you followed him in there.
It's a box of otters.
He opens it, and he pulls out a weasel. So you weren't quite correct.
Almost.
He pulls out a weasel, or at least what remains of a weasel. He turns and he kind of he shows it to you, and it looks like the weasel had been cut in half. But judging by the actually make a spot check, because we haven't been rolling enough. That's going to be it's going to be on your sheets.
So wait, it's only Sept that only Sept sees the box, right?
Sept and Lyra, since she
Okay.
got in there as well.
And I'm rolling that with I've forgotten.
Otter's still
One-
freaking
a
out because the
D20.
guy's face fell off.
A D20 plus your spot, which would be a yeah, that would be a 2 and then a 5.
So I'm a 7.
No, you're 5.
Okay.
Lyra is a 2.
Boom!
It's
Look at that
slash
black dice. Boom!
Wow. You see the heck out of it.
Well, I done fucked up.
Look at my
You,
Whoa.
nat
20.
20.
you are able to discern very easily, Mr. Septimus 26, that that this weasel had been taxidermied. And it had easily been cut in half by what looked.
Easily been cut in half.
Oh,
Go, go, go.
that was
Water.
a pun.
Lauder smacks Keegan.
That
Roll.
hurt.
No, I won't have you roll that because you might accidentally kill him.
Well, we're not in there anyway, so we can't see the box. So.
So Sept, you are easily able to discern that this taxidermied weasel, had been chopped almost cleanly in half, by some sort of bladed weapon. With your extensive knowledge of the natural world, you being a ranger, you're able to determine that this is probably a subspecies of weasel that was kept as a pet. And the weird contorted pose that it is in, you do not believe is something that taxidermists generally give to stuffed animals.
Sep relays all this information out loud without having to repeat it on the camera.
What was that, Septimus? I couldn't quite hear you, mate.
Yep. I just got smacked in the head. I can't really see straight right now.
What did you see in there, Septimus?
Sep asks Lyra to close the door.
What?
Lyra closes the door.
Alright. The door is closed.
Brilliant. Sep turns to Lyra and the Earl and goes, "Why is it this shape? Why is its paws in such a position?"
Mr. Fiddlesticks wasn't like this when we stuffed him. He was one of the ones who... Why are you laughing?
Sept,
This is horrible.
control yourself.
No, we're not in the room.
Close the
I
door.
can hear him.
or
I can
shit.
hear him laughing. That's all. I'm sorry.
That loud, Jesus.
Mr. Fiddlesticks was my first pet weasel. I'll have you know.
Sep tries to compose himself and hopes to God that Lyra starts talking.
Lyra bows her head slightly and says, "I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sure he was a great pet."
The Lord nods and he says, yes. Yes, he was. He was my favorite weasel. He was always chasing around tiny little balls. But when I had him stuffed, he was in a much more elegant pose than this. And he also didn't attempt to maul us. But then, of course, this happens. He throws his hand up into the air in the general direction of the estate that you just came from. And now everything is gone to madness.
Now, the guard implied that they only come to life at night. And how do I word this? Sorry.
How to
The guard implied that they only come to life at night. And you nor anyone before you escaped saw what they were doing during the day? Or
When it first started occurring, the animals, they seemed to revert back to being like this. He gestures, Mr. Fiddlesticks, and he says, originally we were able to contain them to simply the menagerie, but they eventually managed to escape, and claimed a few lives before we were able to escape with ours.
Lauder starts yelling, "How's it going in there? Have we found out any information other than stuff we already knew?" End sentence. Over.
Yeah,
I have a walkie-talkie that's stuck in.
Lord Torun glances at the door and asks Lyra and Septimus, "Is there anything that I can?" He thinks for a moment and he says, "The only thing that I can think of that I didn't send in the letter was that I had recently been moving things about in my collection. I had gotten a few other items. I don't just collect," he says. "I don't just collect animals. I also collect things of interest, little baubles that catch my eye. And I had recently renovated one of the rooms and replaced the items along with a few new ones. And within a week, everything had gone to this insanity."
Sept asks for a list of all the new items as well as a floor plan of the house.
Alright. He says, and he looks about for a little bit, and then let's see if he can move with his face. He does. He goes over to the bookcase and pulls out a piece of paper and a stick of charcoal. And as he does so, he looks to the door and says, "Do your companions need to hear this?"
Lyra opens the door.
I thank you, Lyra.
Moves over so they can walk in.
Lord has gone upstairs to bed.
Yep. I suppose I would be there too, but nope. I have hopped off of Lauder's back, talked him out of it, and said we need to hear this.
Alright. As he gets the paper, he says, there are only four items that I added to my collection since I had renovated the menagerie. One of them it looks it's this sword. It's called Smithman's sword, and it's this brilliant black, it's almost volcanic glass metal. And there's some dwarven runes carved on it. It's very interesting. If you do get a chance, if this all ends, I'll show it to you because it's quite fascinating.
Sept cuts through the crap and goes, "Just give me a list."
Right. He says, there is the sword. I recently acquired a painting. It's very humorous. There is a dreamcatcher like thing. I'm not quite sure what it is. Acquired it over in the forest from the elves with their. He pauses and notices your ears and says, "They're worthwhile endeavors." And then there was this magnificent mirror with this golden rim. It also comes from the forest. It has little vines and such carved into it. And he begins to draw. You'll see at the bottom here. He begins to draw a little map as he speaks. Is there anything that you would that do for a list? He asks.
Sept nods.
Thank you. And just so we know what we're getting involved in, other than wolves and weasels, what exactly was taxidermied? Just a general idea.
Oh, there are many things. I enjoy hunting. Let's see. There's badger, bear.
Is it a honey badger?
I don't believe it is. No. It could be. I'm not too familiar with badgers. They aren't something I normally hunt. Boar. my weasels, the wolves, Crenshaw. Those are fascinating things. A raven, few eagles. He thinks for a moment. I think that might be butts. That's blue. He doesn't say that. His ink suddenly turns blue. He wasn't even using ink.
Oh.
Otter can be heard visibly snoring.
Visibly? That's some
good hearing.
You can see he's snoring. Lauder's snoring so loud you can see the Z's coming out of.
Sept rolls a listen check to see if he can hear over it.
Go for it.
No, apparently he can't. Fuck.
No.
Keegan asks Lyra and Septimus, what exactly are we trying to figure out here? Are we trying to figure out how we can kill these, or are we just here to hear the Lord's stories of his hunts and whatnot?
Sept looks at Keegan. Oh, no. And then stops talking and allows Lyra to talk.
Well, for example, now that we know that there are eagles and things, we know to protect our heads. We know what to expect. So when we go in, we can look for these things. So say, Lauder over there doesn't get scalped by an eagle.
If Lyra were to get scalped, it'd be my head, though, because I'm on top of it.
Do you want to lose your head?
I don't want to lose my head.
So behave.
I like my head. What we need to do right now, says Keegan, is we need to ask this Lord exactly what he wants us to do, like, with this problem. Does he want us to just kill the creatures so that they may come back at another time?
Oh,
or does
please
he have
don't damage them.
any
says.
kind of... Oh.
We're not supposed to damage them.
But if they are running through the town,
Fuck
right,
that rule.
we are going to have to do something, unless something that you have acquired here in this new list that Septimus has craftfully put together, well, craftfully asked for, and you have put together. One of these things that you have is causing all of this right now, and I think you're going to have to either part with it, or you're going to have to part with all of your animals.
He sighs and says, I suppose. But the animals haven't left the estate as far as we can tell.
Okay.
So,
That's why I've been able to keep Mr. Fiddlesticks.
Dead. Okay.
Well, either. And Keegan is not one to get a hot temper. I'll tell you this right now. Keegan Talltail is not one like that. But, sir, I believe something that is coming to your possession is causing all of this to happen. And either you're going to part with the thing that is causing it, or your lovely little, what was his name again? Mr. something.
Fiddlestick.
Fiddlesticks.
Mr. Fiddlesticks.
Do you value Mr. Fiddlesticks more than you value what you have acquired, which may be of better monetary value, or the sentimental value of Mr. Fiddlesticks? Because I think there's something that you own here right now that is causing all of this, because you said it specifically that this came into your possession and all of this started to happen.
I suppose it's a possibility. We haven't really been able to check to see if it is. Although that does make sense, he admits.
Do you like looking at yourself in that mirror, sir? With
Doesn't
the golden
every man?
rims. Indeed, I'm sure you do. But do you think that there could be some kind of link between this mirror that you have, and perhaps it is reflecting the souls of those dead animals that you have cut up and stuffed to be your little trophies for so long? Do you believe that the reflection of the souls of those animals could be prancing around your little village here? Do you think so?
Oh goodness.
While
Do you
this,
think that could be causing it?
while this is happening,
It is only a thought.
Sept kicks Sinvicta's chair because he can't hear what the fuck is going on.
Sorry. I thought we were ready to kill stuff.
Well, the thing is this. We were ready to go and kill stuff, but we came here seeking higher answers. And we think that there may be a link between what you have acquired here and also what is going on. So, my theory is that, and it may be a crazy one, it just may be, but this mirror that you've acquired that has this gold lining, and it may be worth a lot that you really don't want to part with, I think we may have to smash it and do something with it and see exactly what happens when we do said.
He sighs in defeat, and he turns and puts the parchment onto the table in front of you, as he's finished with the map, and he says, I suppose it would be for the best.
Alright, so we will wait until nighttime, and we will come and use this mirror and look outside of this safe window here where we can't get eaten from, and see exactly what happens when this mirror gets smashed on the floor by my good sleeping barbarian friend, Lauder.
No, I'm awake.
I don't have it here with me, he says.
Then where is it, sir?
Well, it's in the menagerie.
So we must go to the menagerie, it seems. Most likely have to fight through the menagerie in order to acquire this mirror. Shall we go and acquire it during the daytime and smash it at nighttime? Or should we go during the nighttime and just get Lauder off of his laurels in order to swing some things? And I think he is itching for a killing lately.
That would be up to the three of you, he amends, looking at Lauder.
Septimus woke me up.
No, you just woke up slightly.
I don't think he has much faith in your intelligence there.
It is only a suggestion.
Keegan
looks at his team and says, what do you think about all of this right now?
Before they can respond, Lauder says to the Lord, listen, I was the one who wanted to go take care of the problem, but instead, we haven't. So, don't worry about my lack of intelligence. I am strong-willed and ready and able to do whatever it is we have to do.
Sept,
And I very much appreciate that, Greencloak.
Sept nods and goes, with it dark, it means they won't be able to see us as well as us not being able to see them.
We're indoors, though.
Well, when we go back out there.
Indeed.
They don't have lights in here. It's been dark all along.
It's how he hides his face.
Well, I think in order to best preserve his collection, we should only fight what we come across until we get to the magical or not magical objects, so we can examine to see if they're the cause. Because I imagine he'd rather keep his menagerie than
I love
the
that word. Menagerie.
So we go during the daytime.
Wouldn't
Well,
the
that's
townspeople be quite upset that, like, people have so far died to these
Yeah,
things?
but no one's there right now. So unless someone snuck back in, no one's in danger.
No, but the point is people have already died. So, and wouldn't the townspeople of Otterun be quite upset that, like, we're not taking any retribution out of these things that killed, like, their husbands, fathers, sons, that sort of thing?
We were hired by the Lord, not by the townspeople.
Alright, Miss Lack of Moral Fibre.
Okay.
Jeez.
I thought I was bad, but hey, I'm with that. Let's go. Let's go kill things and make fun of the people who have already died.
The Lord speaks up and says,
We'll go see if they dropped anything good.
and says, if you avoid damaging too many of my collection, then I will double the payment.
Boom, see?
And that is what we are here for.
Sept nods.
Hooray! Let's go!
He points to the map and says, he draws and says, this is where the menagerie is. It's 2 stories tall, and then this is the part of the menagerie that was recently renovated. Those are where the magical mirror, I suppose, would be.
Alright, so
Well, thank you for your help, sir.
Sept
Oh, thank you.
nods,
Thank you!
picks up the map, rolls it up, and slides it into his pants.
Hey, we open this door real quick here, Lauder? Thank you, man.
It's not opening. There's someone's face blocking the way. There we go.
Alright.
forget which horse is mine. I think this
I
one.
don't know which horse is mine either.
Yours was the chocolate chip horse.
There's my horse right there.
Wait. Your horse is the white horse.
Mine's the
This is my
Alright.
horse right here.
fat one.
Alright, we'll take, let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be right back when you guys get to the manor. So, bye guys!